Yo, what's good, everybody? You know, things been a little dry in the boxing news cycle lately, but it's been all good. It's been a little talk back and forth, through a lot of people. Couple fights getting ordered. We got some upcoming fights this weekend with Isaac Dogbo and Joette Gonzalez. That should be entertaining. But I'm gonna start off with Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya. Both sides are talking like they want to get this Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia made. You know, both sides sounding good, but I do notice that both sides are trying to establish themselves as the A side, and that could be a big problem. And it's kind of hard to see these two networks working together. It seems like it might be somewhere near a 50-50 split how these two are talking, Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya. And I remember Floyd Mayweather saying that he's not trying to make another company great. He's got in-house fights. He can get decent opponents for the low, way lower than Ryan Garcia. But Floyd Mayweather's take on the fight, Ryan Garcia relentlessly calling out Tank Davis every day on social media. He's on Tank ass. He got about 2, 3 tweets a day about Tank. I'm surprised Tank ain't got the same amount of followers as him as much as he talk about Tank. But you know, I kind of get the hardcore fan vibe when this fight is talked about. Like, oh, they not trying to fight for belts and it's bad for the sport type of vibe thing. But inside of the ring, the fight, it will be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? I favor Tank, but Ryan Garcia, I think Ryan Garcia will have success against Tank. And after I seen Ryan Garcia against Fortuna, you know what I'm saying? I seen improvement. I like what I seen out of Ryan Garcia, so I give him a little more of a chance to pulling off the upset. But he's calling for that smoke though. Only him and only him, because any other top fighter trying to fight Ryan Garcia, I mean, he gonna swerve your ass. And he called out Teofimo Lopez after his fight. He said if he don't get the Tank fight, he want to fight Teofimo Lopez, which would be an entertaining fight. But once again, we got the cross promotion thing going on, and he called out Tank for 140. You know what I'm saying? But Tank fought once at 140 with Mario Barrios, and Tank said he didn't feel comfortable at the weight, and he vacated the belt that he won from him. Oh yeah, Mayweather. My bad for getting off topic. Mayweather said that the fight would have to be at 135. You know what I'm saying? He says Ryan feel like he's better than Tank. He needs to make a little sacrifices to get in there with Tank and to show the world what he believes. And then Oscar De La Hoya, he brought up the history with him and Floyd Mayweather, saying that he picked the ring size, he picked the gloves and all for Floyd, and Tank should do the same thing for Ryan Garcia. Like take the lower end of the negotiations or whatever. So both teams feel like they're the A side, and Mayweather said that the fight's not going to be hard to make, but it won't be hard to make if the two promoters can put their egos aside and get together. And Mayweather and De La Hoya has gotten together and done a lot of done a lot of business before. Mayweather had fights with Golden Boy Promotions. I forget what years that was when he was a fighter. So, hey, it's possible. It's possible, but we got to see. But the fight in the ring, I feel like it will deliver. I feel like somebody will get knocked out. I feel like Ryan Garcia has a shot, but Tank has the better ring IQ, the better feet, and the better grit. I feel better boxing ability. Ryan Garcia, I feel like he has the jab. He's developing, but I'm not sure if Ryan Garcia can stick behind that jab, keep Tank off him, and stay disciplined for 12 rounds. Rolly stayed disciplined for 6 rounds, and he overcommitted. Ryan is a better fighter, so I feel like Ryan, he'll be winning rounds and then start feeling his groove. Then he'll go to overcommit, and I feel like Tank will walk him into something. You know, Ryan, I feel like if he get a couple good combos off on Tank, hear that crowd, it's gonna get into his head. He gonna jump in there thinking he gonna knock out Tank. That he gonna be the man to do it and get caught. That's just what I believe. But it'll be a great fight if it was to get made. Now, Spence and Crawford, past couple days since I did my last live stream, I haven't heard anything negative. Everything seems like it's gonna be a go. They are targeting November, which would be, a decent time. And they had interviews of Terrence Crawford telling his life story on Showtime and talking about the fight and Errol Spence on their YouTube channel, starting to promote Terrence Crawford. That's another great sign that the fight is going to get made. And you know what I'm saying? And we just got to keep our heads up. Keep our heads up as boxing fans. And it's all looking good right now. And Boots Ennis, damn, it was something I wanted to say about Boots Ennis. Yeah, Boots Ennis is the IBF mandatory if all else fails, but that's not what I really wanted to say about Boots. I can talk about Boots all day. He's just a monster or whatever. You already know what time it is. But Demetrius Andrade has been out of the ring for a while. He fought Quigley the day before, Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford. And I feel like he's one of the top fighters in the game. I feel like he, you know what I'm saying, could be the top dog at 160. And he got a very hungry challenger, Janibek. He's from Kazakhstan. He's been on Top Rank. I think he was a very successful amateur. This dude is really strong, very good left hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a very dangerous, risky fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he's getting a shot at Andrade. He's about 11, 12, and 0. He knocked out his opponent, Dingham, in the second round. I think that was a couple months ago. And they tried to order this fight one time before, and it fell through. I remember DAZN saying they wouldn't accept the fight. And Andrade was going to move up to 168 and try to get the Canelo fight. And everybody said Andrade ducked, when Andrade went up, thinking that fight was going to get him a Canelo mandatory, but he must got some bad news, and he just doesn't want to do it anymore. He pulled out with an injury, I think, against Zach Parker. And here we are again. He gets ordered for this fight. He's lucky he didn't lose his belt when he announced that Zach Parker fight. But that's some news that I heard past couple of days. Boxing been a little dry lately, but we got some fights on the way a little bit in August. Oh yeah, Devin Haney. You know, Devin Haney, like I kind of expected, the options are kind of dry for him. Lomachenko announced his ring return October. You know, Tank and Ryan, other two fights that he could possibly get, that they going, they trying to fight each other. So he might be stuck with the Cambosis rematch. You know, Haney schooled Cambosis 11, 12 rounds, skated the undisputed, did his thing, but he signed that contract. That contract was so horrible. It's going to be hard to get out of that rematch. And Loma must not really want that smoke because Bob Arum, he tries to get Loma the smoke. He tried to get Loma title shots every single time. So if Loma, it's announcing his ring return October, and Bob Arum ain't really said nothing, but people say it's an announcement out there for Haney Cambosis, but I think that's likely to happen. Take the heat off of Tank Davis for so-called, I was saying Tank was ducking Haney, but it's so hard, I feel like, for Haney to get out of that contract. Ain't no way Tank will be able to fight him next anyway. But yeah, though, man, I just wanted to put them boxing news out there. Oh yeah, Jake Paul. Shout out Jake Paul fighting a couple weeks. He fight Rockman Jr. He was supposed to fight Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury pulled out. Jake Paul fighting a real boxer like everybody asked him to. Like, this not a cherry pick. I know he sparred the man before, but it's different. I don't know how much success Jake must have had against Rockman in sparring, but he's fighting a real boxer under the light. So I give Jake his credit, and he give him another brother a payday, getting him more popular. Can't complain about that. What else? What else been going on? Oh yeah, I heard Arislani Lara, he's getting an opportunity to get Triple G in the ring. He fought Canelo damn near to a draw where a lot of people felt like he won the fight, so we wanted to see him against Triple G. And finally, the WBA so-called ordered it. But Triple G, he finna fight Canelo. So if he lose that fight, he gonna get paid enough where he gonna want to retire instead of fighting Lara. And I feel like Triple G, he'll find a way out of this fight. He not gonna want it. But I heard like promoters and sanctioning bodies, they don't really affect Triple G like that. Like, he got like that Canelo effect where no matter if he get ordered to fight somebody or a promoter try to pressure him to fight somebody, like if he don't want to do it, it ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he takes a lot of damage in that Canelo fight. I don't see him coming back and taking another tough fight at damn near 41 years old. I mean, Lara 42. Lara 40 as well. I mean, but we just gotta see. You know, I'm glad that Lara got this fight ordered, but it's still a long waiting game, and you never know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather, he not gonna want to make that Ryan fight at 140. And you watch that Fortuna fight, I kind of see why, man, because Ryan Ryan looked huge. He looked like damn near a fucking super middleweight in that bitch. He looked like he was over 160 pounds. And they tried to blame Fortuna for the fight being at 140 when it was supposed to be at 135. But I don't think Ryan can make that 135 no more. He looks huge. You know what I'm saying? Even for 140. So I see why Mayweather wouldn't want to make that fight at 140. And, you know, Tank lied. Tank lied to everybody. Walking around here acting like he ain't got no promoter. Know damn well Floyd Mayweather ain't playing that shit. Floyd Mayweather still speaking for Tank Davis for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a little commotion at PBC. Broner, I can't believe what the hell Broner did. Broner called out PBC on their own uh, computer interview little thing for the pre-fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even sure if his fight gonna go through, but he apologized to Al Heyman and everybody afterwards, like a couple hours later. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he got threatened to get put back on the shelf. His last fight with Santiago was a long ass time ago, over a year ago. Broner gonna be super rusty in this fight. You already know his style. He barely throw punches, so he liable to lose the fight. You know what I'm saying? Even if Figueroa have ineffective aggression, Broner barely throwing punches, he gonna fuck around and lose the fight anyway, even if he is more precise with his punches. But I think he say he going for the knockout though, but I think this fight for sure going 12 rounds. You know, Broner, his career been going bad outside of the ring. You know, a lot of people feel like he ain't even worth speaking on, but the man had it going on. Broner was the man. When PBC first came up, Broner was on top of his shit. And you can't take that from Broner. Like he's a 4 division champ. Regular champs or not. His ass moved up in weight. And he fought people. If you really look at his resume, dog, Broner fought a lot of motherfuckers, dog. Broner fought. He lost. Look at his losses. He only lost to top competition. But yeah, though, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on Broner and everybody else around the community doing their thing. You feel me? We look like we got some decent fights coming up. Y'all just stay tight.